Gosling being attractive is Hollywood propaganda. The man is decidedly average looking, not ugly by any means, but very average, and that's okay. I would know, so would you probably, and so would Ryan Gosling.
It is absolutely insane. Any woman calling Ryan Gosling average. This is like the ridiculousness of women, where they do not realize that they don't realize the scale, because I always think that all they see is what they think is average, and then every other man is invisible. It's like they see average men, which is probably Ryan Gosling, and then way above average men, and then everyone else is invisible. Ryan Gosling, the man's got to be at least a 7 or 8 in the ranking. I'm not saying that this guy is the most attractive man in the world. No. But he is indeed an above average attractive man. And it just shows you that that most men are invisible to women. This is why they say that women are attracted to the top 20% of men. And 80% of men are pretty much invisible to women, because they don't even notice these men. These men are not even on their radar. So Ryan Gosling is the base of what women think, oh, that's the bare minimum, or that's like, oh, that's average attractiveness, which is the delusion in thinking. It's just more showing that women are so off base with reality, that they view one of the most attractive men around as average. So imagine truly average men. Yeah, that's why average women, which this woman's average, right? She's not even, I would think she's like a 6, are not even attracted to average men, because they don't see it. You gotta be Ryan Gosling attractive to be average in women's eyes. And I'm just giving a hypothetical. I mean, I'm just giving it's like, in her eyes, yes, he's average. But I mean, and I think in general, most women see these good looking men as average. So truly average men, that's why they're having a hard time, because they can't even measure to what women believe is average. So yeah, this is the craziness of modern day women, the delusion that they have in their eyes, thinking that above average men are average.
So I just left the restaurant after waiting 30 minutes for a date to show up, and apparently I got stood up. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm trying to do everything right to be a gentleman. I brought flowers. I've been consistent talking with this girl for 2 weeks, trying to get to know what she likes, what she doesn't like. I made plans. I picked the restaurant, the day, and the time. You know, I've done everything to be just the kind of guy that would value somebody's time. Like, I'm just looking for my person. I'm just looking for the one that, I guess, is out there for me. I mean, I want to be somebody's husband someday, father. I'm trying to do everything that's right, and I just get stood up. Like, my feelings didn't even matter. Sitting there eating a meal by myself, and realizing that nobody even cares about people anymore. Like, alien dating shouldn't even be this hard. It shouldn't be this hard to find somebody. It shouldn't be this difficult to fall in love, to be kind to one another. Like, what? Ladies, tell me, what did I do wrong?
I feel bad for this man, but I truly believe it, that most women want the bad boys, the the filthy rich, the crazy charming, all the typical player, bad boy, Pookies, Ray Rays. They want them to turn into good, decent men. They don't want good, decent men. They don't want the gentlemen, the men that, put women first or think about other people's feelings or whatever. They don't want those men that are considerate and stuff like that. They don't. They want the men that they are typically attracted to, which is the charmers, the really tall, the really good-looking men, the really fit men, the really wealthy men, the men that are typically, not always, but typically, the playboys, the bad boys, the men that have a lot of options to become the gentlemen's, the decent, good men, the men that are monogamous, to turn into monogamous men. That's what women in general want. They want those type of men to turn into good, decent men. They don't want good, decent men. That's just, in general, I see that's how women are. And it is sad for men that, they might not be, particularly tall, particularly well off, particularly good looking, funny, charming, whatever, right? But they have the personalities, right? They have the morals and character that women would want, just not in the, just not in the body that they would want. So it is a sad thing for a good deal of men. I've always think it that I just think women want perfection, right? They want a perfect man, a man that has practically everything, right? Looks, charm, money, morals, and characters. It's just they want the whole package, and women are just deluded in thinking that man is out there for them. So they will rather wait until until God drops him into her lap. They will be single until that time. So it's just a sad thing for good, decent men that just don't fully measure up.
Personally, coming from someone that has cheated, I think so.
Why did you cheat?
So basically, the sex was just horrible. I just had another thing going on the side.
So why didn't you leave him?
He was just nice. He was just genuine, But the other guy I knew was just for fun. It was just still really good.
You can't make this shit up.
Did you come clean?
When he read my messages, yeah.
So I've been married and divorced 3 times. And if I could say one thing about my experience, and I mean, you can take it or leave it, it's going to be this. Make sure that whoever you are dealing with, okay, whether it's, somebody you're dating, long term, short term, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, or whatever, make sure that wherever they are at that moment, and by that moment, I mean, if they don't lose any weight, if they don't get a better job, if they don't fix, the childhood trauma, if they got a cat and you don't like cats, wherever they are at that moment, if you cannot deal with that, if you're thinking about, oh, well, if they change this and they change that and, over time, then we'll grow to be, if they don't change a thing, is that somebody that you want to commit yourself to? See, what a lot of us, women especially, what we do is we connect ourselves to the potential that we feel a person has. And that potential doesn't always pan out. Sometimes we see something in somebody else that they don't necessarily get to realize or that they even see in themselves. But you gotta understand that you have to love people where they are. And if they're showing a bunch of red flags and a bunch of deal breakers now, you have to know that if you commit yourself to that person, you could potentially be dealing with that for the rest of your life if you're talking about marriage or long-term relationships. So ignore the potential. Just throw that shit away. Go ahead and take a look at where that person is right now. If that's somebody that you can see yourself with long-term, until you leave this planet, then you commit to that person. But do not commit to somebody's potential, because that's not something that exists. It doesn't exist.
This is why I said women want perfection, or they hope for it. Here's let's say why would women get with like the cheaters, the Pookies, the Ray Rays, the Chads, the Tyrones, men that excuse me, like are tall, charming, maybe well off, funny, whatever, typical bad boy and all that stuff, right? But they hold out for the chance that he may change, like potentially, right? Where, he may get richer. He may become monogamous. He may become something else he would become a man with morals and characters, right? So they hold out for the typical, characteristics that all women are attracted to, right? Like I said, the tall man, good-looking man, charming man, all those stuff. And then they hold out for the potential that he will become something else. So why do you think women always go back to the cheaters, the abusers, all this stuff? Because they hope these men will change, will get other characteristics that, let's say, the decent men, the good men, the men that aren't, physically attractive, but they have the morals and characters. They will hope, they will hope that the men that were terrible that they picked would become the decent good men that they hope for of long-term relationship. They don't want the decent good men. They don't want them because they're not attracted to them. They don't give them butterflies. But they hope the abusers, the cheaters, these players will become the good, decent men and will become perfect for their future. This is the delusion that women generally live in. So it is just crazy, and this woman speaks the truth that, women generally live on potential and hope. Hope for this man would change, potential maybe this is, the future would change. So it's just
my number as She told me it means he's my man. I just had a job interview at Walmart and they showed me a video of me stealing. Girls be like laughing my ass off, but don't even have one.
Bro, flat batty's not on,
It's so gender neutral.
Fine.
Nobody likes a flat batty, male or female.
If I was just happened to be walking down the street and someone was like, right, you got a flat ass in it,
I'll be shaken to my core.
Yeah, what?
Next day I'm squatting.
You'll see me hip
I'm single, but I play house with this one liar from time to time. My best friend just told me she hates me. Actually, she says she wants to go hiking, but it's the same thing. Get you a girl that wears glasses. They take a little longer to see you ain't shit. Women fart in their sleep like crazy as well. Can't tell them this too much though. They'll say they won't sleep at your house ever again.
Never tell a girl, bro, you fart in
You
your
fucking
sleep.
fart in your sleep. You're taller than 6 foot. Your pronouns are fee, fi, fo, fum. And the reply to that, I ain't forget the short motherfuckers with eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Don't do that. I'm not eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Don't you dare do. The man said this. Don't lump me in with you. I'm not accepting that for a second.
New York.
Jimmy. Well, because I was bullied in elementary school. One time I just saw this lady doing.
That was so mean. He just told me such a deep thing. And I just nexted it so hard.